drinks if you want them, and they're great racing action that we can see in store. But RU3 is a series that is brand new for us here at Racing Unleashed. We've kind of revamped the concept of Challenger and Racer League. We've got RU3, RU2, and RU1. And my days, let me tell you, they look like they could be absolutely fantastic. So we're here today on the 26th of October. 2 races, Red Bull Ring and Vallelunga, to come your way this afternoon. We're not going to be able to see the drivers' faces from the cameras, but it's Roberto Migres alongside Timothy Spearson, Adrian Christoffel on row 2 with Unai Moratto, Adrian Gomez alongside David Verthrich, Ivan Moreno from Walter Trauninger, Tim Portsmatter is alongside Guzman Migles, then it'll be Norik Lockie in P11 from Xavier Schmidt, Harry Scanderi alongside Lorenz Stump, Jamie Ego from Nico Mossa, Melvin Luppy in 17th place alongside Patrick Dubac, Samuel Bartle from Tyler Saber. There then is your grid order. As you heard a few revs rise just a moment or two ago, we're getting ready to get underway here at the Red Bull Ring. And for the first time in RU3, what will happen? It's all silent on the grid. A few revs just rise a little bit. Just seeing in the chat that a lot of chatter for Timothy Portsmatter, it looks like, as well as possibly Timothy Spearson. But the lights come on the screen now. And for the first time in RU3, we're about to get underway. It's a bit of a hold. 4 lights, 5 lights, 6. Long hold, green and go here at the Red Bull Ring, and it's a decent start on the front row of the grid. Leader gets away well, and he's already going to head down into turn 1, covering off the inside line, and through they all come. Nicely done from the front runners. How about the midfield? All looks pretty clean through there, and everybody through, and we're away now up to turn 2 and 3 as they head down. Guzman Migles in the red and white car, climbing up the hill, using the slipstream of the car in front, pulls to the inside line. They're nearly 3 wide up front. They're going to be 3 wide. Contact into turn 3. And Guzman Migles, little wiggle on the exit, nearly picks up a couple of places. They are jostling in the midfield, and there are cars everywhere, 2 and 3 abreast, down into turn 4. Migles looks through the middle. He can't. They're 4 wide. Nearly 4 wide into 4. And Migles has to back out of that one. Was not going to work for him in there. And they all managed to get through pretty unscathed at the moment. It is Roberto Migres from Adrian Christoffel. Timothy Spearson's now just moved into 2nd place. Then Adrian Gomez. P number 4 from Unai Moratto. Ivan Moreno and Tim Portsmatter. But for Guzman Migles there, he's been up and down this order. Gained a couple of places. He's now on the inside once again of David Verthrich. This for P number 8 at the moment. And he'll take that on the inside of turn number 9. A bit of wheel banging. Migles hangs on to that one somehow. And now Walter Trauninger's in the fight here, with Xavier Schmidt having a look as well. And there are drivers jostling for position absolutely everywhere in this race. It's a great start to RU3. Bit of wheel-to-wheel contact in places. Love to see it here on the Racing Unleashed platform. Guzman Migles now, lap 2 of 23. Here's Timothy Spearson attacking Roberto Migres for the lead of this race. Up the inside at turn 3. Little bit of contact forces Migres wide. Did Timothy Spearson, though, get the run? He had a bit of a lock-up coming into turn 3. And Migres now, no slipstream, because I believe Christoffel is in the tow of Spearson. Migres going to try and find the long way around turn number 4. A little slow on the exit, but if he keeps his nose here, we'll have the inside line in through 5, in towards 6. Does he have that inside line? Yes, he does. Spearson has to give him the room. And now he's got the inside line going into 7. But Spearson holding it strong around the outside at the moment. A little bit of understeer there from Migres. Spearson now back on the inside. Christoffel and Gomez. Look at the run that Gomez has got through the S's. He fancies a piece of this. Backs out of it into 9. 3 wide on entry. They all stay as they were, though. And what a fight at the front of the grid. 2 laps into this of 23. And it is Spearson from Migres from Christoffel. And here comes Christoffel now, having a look at the back of Roberto Migres. 4P2, we start the 3rd lap of this race. And Christoffel, up the inside. Little too much curve, cost him the run. You saw the slide and the snap he had there. As Spearson sets the fastest lap of the race. And that one is all she wrote, sadly, there. As here we go. up through turn number 3. It all just quietens down once again. Trying to just stay in that slipstream. Back to the leaders though. Miguez and Gomez bouncing off each other a couple of times. Round the outside of turn 2. They still just rub front wheel to front wheel slightly. And this is Adrian Gomez, who looks like from the drone camera, he's going to take second place. But Miguez going to fight it strong on the inside line. We saw that round the outside can work here. Did he just touch that gravel? Little slow on exit. For Adrian Gomez, still has the nose alongside, more than a nose. He's got his full car back up the inside into turn number 6, and job done. Second place for Adrian Gomez in this race, and that is a fantastic bit of racing. And this is Tim Portsmatter having a look up the inside. Oh, well, not to hit into the back of Christoffel there, but gets the move done there on Unai Morotto. So Tim Portsmatter, very well focused, well mannered, seems to know what he wants to do in his sim racing career. Oh, bit of a wiggle through for Christoffel through turn 9. This could set Portsmatter up, you know, around he goes. Portsmatter's lost it on his own. He believes he's collected 2 other cars here, no fault of his own, but around he went. Just the rear dropped on him. You saw through turn 9 the car looked very unstable, and through 10 he has another moment as well. And around he goes in this race. What a shame, because he was running in such a good position in this one. But that has promoted several drivers up the grid. Let's see what will happen in this race. Timothy Spearson's gap has been cut short to 3/10 of a second to this man here, Adrian Gomez. Adrian's really had his foot to the floor this time around. Last season, obviously back in the Challenge League of last season, not the season Adrian would have wanted. I think he was hoping for a few more podiums, if not a couple more race wins, but didn't seem to have the fortune last season. And luck really wasn't on his side. But this is now a battle and a chance to win the first heat of the day. The second heat coming up a little later on at Vallelunga. Lap 7, about to be lap 8 of 23. It's all just calmed down a little bit. Just pick our way through some of these fights a little more closely. Gomez there. You just see the effect of just hitting that sausage curb a little bit on the inside. Just puts the car into a bit of a slide. Makes it unhappy, unsettles the car a huge amount. Now he's coming under pressure from Roberto Miguez. Late on the brakes, right around the outside of turn 3. Does he get the traction out the corner? Oh, yes, he does. What a move from Roberto Miguez. Adrian Gomez caught napping after that slide through turn 1. Gonna come back at him, though, in the slipstream. And down the start line, they cut down to turn 4. They come, sorry. And Adrian Gomez straight back up the inside. Great move there. Guzman Miguez. Oh, there's a spinner. And who was that? It's Unai Morotto, who's had a moment. And I believe he's caught up with Melvin as well, because that's Melvin who's lost a couple of places. So we'll try and see if we can find out what happened there to Unai Morotto. But he's had a moment, was gaining on the back. Was fending off Guzman Miguez. So was there contact? Guzman wasn't close enough when we saw it a few moments ago. So interesting to see there. Tim Portsmatter now on the back of Roberto Miguez for that final podium spot, and the leaders are only just up the road. So here comes Tim. Towards turn number 3. He goes at the moment, has a look, that's looking back, great shot of Roberto Miguez's car, bit of a moment, mid-corner there through turn 3. Portsmatter nearly into the back of him. Not sure if that is, but Tim Portsmatter's still charging on the back of P4. And this is a replay of Unai Morotto. There he goes, look, he's had a spin on his own. Oh, and just Melvin tries to go underneath that of Tim Portsmatter up the inside into turn 3. Late on the brakes. Just misses the apex slightly. Forces that of Miguez over the curb. And gets up into P3. I fancy returning that position back, but we'll wait and see what happens. That was a little late from Tim Portsmatter there, a little deep, should I say, from Tim Portsmatter there. Yeah, you just saw on that replay that Unai had the spin and Melvin just tried to go underneath, and it got caught out by Unai. Timothy Spearson starts the 15th lap of this race in the lead from Adrian Gomez. Tim Portsmatter in third. Roberto Miguez fourth from Guzman Migueles. That's your top five. Norik Lockie is sixth place with the fastest lap of the race at the moment. He's ahead of Harris Scanderi, then Melvin Lupi in P8. Unai Morato and Nico Mossa round out your top 10 in your point scoring positions at the moment. So an interesting race to keep our eyes on and what's going to happen as we come towards the end. But at the moment, you have to say, it is all looking good for Timothy Spearson in this race. Harris is scoring first points at the moment. A good race from him. Indeed it is. Just reading some of the comments in the chat there. They are looking... a lot of support for a lot of these drivers today. It's great to see. That gap back opened up. Just over a second it went to before they hit the braking zone. So Spearson just doing what he needs to do. He's not letting Gomez get too close to him. And if Gomez isn't careful, Tim Portsmatter could get the gap a little bit closer as well. Melvin on the back of Scanderi was pretty close. We'll try and keep our eyes on that fight. But this is Adrian Gomez now, who, look, has Timothy made a mistake somewhere? Because he's a bit closer once again. Ebbing and flowing at the moment between these two. And they're bringing Tim and Roberto with them as well. So Adrian Gomez just starting to put Timothy under a little bit of pressure here. And this is going to be crucial for Timothy Spearson to not make one error. Get to speak with the drivers hopefully after both races. We get to see their inputs and their takes on it. But Adrian Gomez is on a mission here. He wants this race win. Here's Timothy Spearson. Massive slaps between Gomez and Spearson is only 0.03 of a second difference, so pretty well matched have these two been all day. And now Portsmatter's into play here, so all of a sudden Timothy Spearson can just have a little rest because Gomez is going to come under pressure and going to have to watch out for Tim Portsmatter in this one. Being told that Portsmatter's 2 to 3 tenths a lap faster than the leaders. Well, as the late great Murray Walker once said, catching's one thing, passing is another. But I'm sure Tim Portsmatter will put on the moves given the opportunity. You only need to open the door once for Tim Portsmatter to make a move. Close enough coming into turn 3. I don't think he will. Has a little look though, shows his nose, gets it stopped on the apex. Did that cost him a bit of time? Yes, it did. He doesn't look as close now to Adrian Gomez. Maybe he should have just followed and taken the normal line, but he showed his nose. Has he showed his hand too early here? He's got all that work to do again. I think Tim has just possibly cost himself that P2. He went too early. We're about to witness the first RU3 win. But who will it go to? 4 corners left to go. And at the moment, it is that of Timothy Spearson. Who comes round the penultimate corner. Comes to the final corner. Get this one right, Timothy. He does indeed. Timothy Spearson, with the number 1 waving in the air, wins here at Red Bull Ring in RU3 with Adrian Gomez from Tim Portsmatter, Roberto Miguez, Guzman Migueles, P5. And that'll be Norik to come home in P6. But Timothy Spearson got the work done and won the race here in RU3. Our first RU3 race winner. And what a job for Timothy in that one. A great race to start the day. We've got Vallelunga coming up in a few moments' time for the second heat in this one. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be an action-packed day. And RU3 is now well and truly underway at this new era for Racing Unleashed in the eSports series. Adrian Gomez, he can be pleased with a P2. It was a strong showing from Adrian. And there is Tim Portsmatter then, who can be very happy as well with that P3. Just made that one mistake where he went a little too early, a little too much to the inside. Or turn 3 on that final lap. And maybe Tim will just think back to it. Should I have waited to turn 4? He will know what he did, and he will have to try once again to sort that one out in this race. But Vallelunga coming up, different circuit altogether. And let's see what we can do around the Vallelunga circuit then. But it's Timothy Spearson, your race winner from that of Adrian Gomez. There he is with a cheeky little grin on his face. Qualifying coming up in around about 15 minutes time, and he is just thanking everybody that he has won that one. He would have absolutely loved that race win. He can just relax now in the cockpit. Yeah, take the gloves off. Give the hands a little bit of a cool down, but Timothy would have absolutely loved that race win. And there is Fabio just coming over to say congratulations to him and bring him over hopefully for a chat with us in a couple of moments time. But what a race for Timothy Spearson. He takes the race win, got the work done early on, and managed to get the race win. There is Harris Scanderi congratulating him. And there is Tim Portsmatter as well, giving him a big congratulations as well. Both of them two on the podium. And the first win for the Zurich City Lounge over their time. Obviously their first race on an esports series here at Racing Unleashed, and their first win and a double podium to go along with it as well. Portsmatter there probably just saying that I was coming for you in that race. We'll hopefully get to chat to both of them two in a few moments. But what a drive from Spearson. See them just chatting about the way the car was handling through there. It's like being in the cool-down room at the Formula One before the podium. Just listening to all the drivers have a chat. And there he is. Portsmatter's seeing the camera. He's smiling for a picture. Gets Timothy to do it with him as well. And the two Tims on the podium. Look at this. They get to follow the camera following them to the podium. They go. And we'll get to chat with them too in just a moment. But your final classification for heat number 1 was Timothy Spearson from Adrian Gomez. Tim Portsmatter was P3 with Roberto Miguez P4. Guzman Miguez P5 with Norik Lockie in P6. Melvin Luppi then in P7. Harris Scanderi P8. Unai Marotto in 9th from Nico Mossa. Lorenz Stump P11 from Samuel Bartle in P12. David Verthrich was P13. Ahead of Adrian Christoffel, had that big spin through turn number 10. Jamie Ego was in P15 from Ivan Marino. Xavier Schmidt, Patrick Dubak, Walter Trauninger and Tyler Saber down the bottom of the order then. And that's your classification for the first heat at the Red Bull Ring. And we can now hear from Tim Portsmatter. Tim, believe you can hear us. Just let us know if you can, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Tim, congratulations on the P3. It was a great race because you didn't qualify that high up. You had to get past a few cars to get up there.
Yes, I made a mistake in turn 3 in quali, which lost me a few tenths. So I only started P9, but then I just got my head down and started overtaking. That's what I did, and I ended up P3, and I'm really happy with the result. I drove a good race and couldn't have done it better. Congratulations to Timothy. He's done a great race and I'm really happy for him, and it was a good race.
Now, you got the chance to have a look at the back of Gomez going into turn 3 on that final lap. Just talk us through that moment.
Well, I didn't want to overtake him because I didn't want to take the risk of crashing into him in the final lap, because I was already happy with P3 after starting from P9. So I just had a look on him. Maybe he would brake a bit later and I could have a chance to overtake him, but that didn't work. He had good pace in this race. So yeah, it was close at the end and it was really fun to drive.
Well, Timothy, congratulations on being on the podium. One of the first 2 drivers to be on the podium in the new Racing Lounge in Zurich. Congratulations, and we'll see you for Heat 2.
Thank you, Matthew.
And we could go now over to Madrid to speak with Adrian Gomez. Adrian, P2 in that race. It was a difficult fight between you and a few of the other drivers around you early on.
Yeah, it was a very difficult race. I had a very poor quali and I lost my rear on the turn 1, so I couldn't get that first row. Starting P5 was very difficult, but I did some good moves to cling to that P2, and I tried to close the gap to Timothy, but he was going very, very fast and I couldn't overtake him. But I want to win, but I'm looking to Vallelunga.
Yeah, looking to Vallelunga. P2's a great result. You had a moment where I think it was Migles nearly got past you on the outside of turn 3. What happened there? Because it looked like you got a slide through turn 1.
Yeah, I had a nice battle. With Roberto, and then in that moment I lost my rear again, and turn 1 is a very tricky corner, and he picked up my slipstream. I went to the inside of the corner, and I managed to defend my position, but it was a great battle.
A great battle indeed. Heat 2 coming up at Vallelunga. Can you try and get that race win there?
I hope so. That's the main goal. I want to win now and focus on it.
Well, Adrian, congratulations on P2. We'll let you get ready for the second heat and we'll go over to speak to Timothy Spearson. Timothy, welcome. You're live. You're the first ever race winner in the new Zurich City Lounge. Congratulations. How does that one feel?
Very, very good. Thank you, Matthew.
How was that race from you? Because you had to make some overtakes early on.
Well, at this place, I can only say muchas gracias a los competidores españoles, because the fights with Roberto Miguez and Adrian Gomez in the first few laps were very nice, very clean, exactly what one could have wished for. It was tight and clean, just as I want. And then after that, it was getting into the rhythm, and particularly careful in turns 1 and 2, because those are just pitfalls every lap. So at the end, I was counting back how many times I would have to do these corners again, and I was very happy when it was down to 0.
It was about controlling the race when you took the race lead, wasn't it? It was about managing your race and not worried about what others was doing.
Indeed, because, you know, with these Formula 3 cars, we have neither DRS nor push to pass, so the dynamics of the race very much for an old Formula 1 fan like me resembles Monaco 1992, where if you got the line and you're at the right time at the right accelerator without any slide, then it's looking good, and that's what it did.
Yeah, exactly. It was a great race from yourself. Vallelunga coming up in a few moments' time. What can you do around Vallelunga?
I hope that in qualifying I will get the first braking corner right, because that's the key corner of the entire lap, because there you gain or lose a lot of momentum. I am reasonably confident for the line, but I'm not quite sure what's going to result. And then also, I'm not actually sure which is the best starting position for Vallelunga, because you have a long acceleration period until the first braking, and it might even be advantageous to start P2 again or even P3, depending on how it goes. But if the first lap is clean in turn 3 and turn 7, everything should be fine there as well.
Well, Timothy, congratulations on the race win in RU3 and the first race winner at the new Zurich City Racing Lounge. Congratulations.
Thanks again. Looking forward to the next one.
Indeed, we are. As we get ready to go to Vallelunga now, then, for the second heat of this race, we can show then a few highlights of this first race. So then some